In Kentucky, we don't just take chances, we bet big. This month, I'm sitting down with 4 Kentuckians who made 4 bold moves and asking one question: what was the biggest bet that you ever took on yourself? This episode of the podcast is brought to you by Town & Country Ford. No matter where life's adventures lead you, Town & Country Ford is along for the ride. It is a 2-day tradition every July that is punching way above its weight class for over 30 years now.
I feel like we're the kind of festival for those people who are working hard and have kids, and sometimes they kind of forget to have fun.
And it's like a reality show. We should totally turn that into a reality
Let's do it.
show, right? Like, it just
I
really,
love
who's
it.
going to show up for open night night? Who's going to get on the...
I get to do it for fun and work.
Look at you.
I know, it's so great. It's like,
Look at you.
oh, I get to go to a music festival and this counts as work.
So generally on this show, we talk about the spirits that you find in the bottle, in the bourbon bottle. But this week, we're going to talk about the spirit of Kentucky music. So you've probably never heard of this festival, but you should. It's called the Master Musicians Festival. It's in Somerset, Kentucky. It is a 2-day tradition every July that is punching way above its weight class for over 30 years now. They can have anybody from a Grammy winner on one stage to a local up-and-coming prodigy on another, and you can see them all in the beautiful setting with Lake Cumberland just in the background. So today I'm going to introduce you to the woman that is behind the scenes making this whole thing come together for the past 17 years, Tiffany Finley. Welcome to the Best Bet podcast.
Thank you for having me. I'm so excited to be here.
I'm excited for this festival every single year, and I will sing it to the rooftops to tell people about this one, because you have truly taken this festival from something that was run by volunteers to a major economic engine for the region. How did you do that?
Oh my goodness. Well, I will say, so long before me, I was 14 when the founders started the Master Musicians Festival. I think I actually went to the festival that first year because they had a punk stage, which is crazy now to think about, but whatever gets the kids out.
Yeah.
But yeah, they started it. There was a director back then. So it kind of has gone up and down, kind of a roller coaster, just like the economy throughout 33 years. But for me, I was the president of the festival for 11 years for free. I had a full-time job and was a volunteer just like everyone else. But then we kind of got brave, and my board decided that if we're ever going to get bigger, we're going to be able to sustain this thing long after I'm gone. We're going to have a full-time director. So for the last 6 years, I've been a full-time director.
Wow. I mean, you've literally grown up in this festival.
Yeah.
Was there like a performance or an event or something along the way throughout your time there that you looked around and you said, yeah, I can run this. I can do this.
Yeah, I think there's been a few. I know in previous talks with you, we've talked about the moment that Willie Nelson rolled on to Festival Field, and that was such a big deal for our community. Even to this day, that was in 2013. People are like, "Are you going to get Willie again?" Like, that was so exciting. So we always hang our hat. And really, how do you do better than Willie Nelson?
Right.
Like, every year's kind of a letdown after that, right? After you've had Willie Nelson. But a few other moments when John Prine played in 2018. Of course, he passed away during COVID, and that was a huge loss for the music community. But just seeing him up on that stage, he sang Paradise twice. He sang it when he came on stage, and he danced and sang it on his way off. And I will never forget that moment. And everyone was just the air and the vibe was so wonderful. That was one of those times that I was just like, yeah, this is what I'm meant to do.
Are those the pinch me moments when you're like, see, I can take this to the next level? Or not just you, but you've assembled this incredible team around you that it is not for the group that you surround yourself with that this festival continues to get a Willie Nelson, to get a Winona Judge, to get a Tyler Childers. Those are huge names.
Yeah, I learned early on that I can't do everything myself, even though I'm an Aquarius and I like to try to do it all. But we have an awesome board of directors. I have 15 board of directors now. And it's kind of a cool thing to be part of our board. We're not, we get to plan a music festival, but it's also a very prestigious board appointment in Somerset. But each role, each board member, they're not there to sit there and look pretty or because of who they are at their company. They're there because they have a specific skill set that helps the festival. So each person's over their own role, their own department, I would say. So whether that's the gate or backstage or the vendors, the bar, hospitality, media. So if you come down, one of the board members would be taking you and showing you what to do and where to go and all of the things. So we have a very hands-on board that makes this happen.
Well, let's talk about the lineup because I feel like it's really intentional this year. I don't know where you come up with the ideas like year after year. Trampled by the Turtles headline Saturday.
Yeah, Trampled by Turtles.
The Creekers on Friday.
Uh-huh.
So how do you balance the master musician's legacy and make sure that you're also representing next generation talent?
Well, I'll say first, Trampled by Turtles, they have been a bluegrass. They topped the charts like 15 years ago in bluegrass. They are a very huge band across the festival world. But what excites me the most is that I have put an offer, or the board has put an offer in on them for the last 15 years. And every single year we're playing Red Rocks that weekend, or we're doing, this other huge festival in another state. And, but we just kept trying. And finally this year they came to us and they were like, I think we're ready to do Somerset. So it was just like,
finally,
oh my gosh,
15 years later.
Yeah, so 15 years. So for me personally, this is one of the most exciting times for me because it's just somebody I've always, because we want to educate too. We're a nonprofit, so we want to make sure that we're not just getting anyone off the radio. This is somebody that is going to maybe change your mind about what music is and how you experience music.
What is your process for searching for acts for the festival, and how far in advance do you have to start looking to fill those slots?
Well, it's getting earlier and earlier. This time, for the very first time, we picked a band. We had our headliner before the last festival, which was crazy. We've never done that, but there's so many festivals, many venues now that you have to get them, because what happens is if a festival, and love Bourbon Beyond, it's right here in Louisville. I love what it does for our state. But if Bourbon Beyond books them before us, then we don't get to book them because there's something called radius clauses. So they're not able to play smaller or, within a certain mile or radius. But our process, we kind of do it. We have a band selection committee. We all get together at my house in my living room. We watch YouTube videos. So if you're a band out there, make sure you have good YouTube videos online.
I think it goes without saying, I feel like YouTube has changed the course of social media, how you do a podcast, how musicians are able to take their product front and center and directly.
Yeah, because I can't afford, our festival cannot afford to send me everywhere to scout bands. So that's a great way, word of mouth. And then we all get in a room, and whether that might be 5 members on that committee this year or 6, everyone's like, okay, well, I want you to see this band, and we put it up. And if everybody agrees, they go on to the next round. So we just start this little whiteboard, and that's just how we do it. I'm sure a lot of festivals do it differently.
Well, everybody must feel like they have a say and that they have some input from different genres of music, because you're not just having bluegrass, you're like checking boxes for different genres that appeal to different people.
That's right. And I can see now, if I take a step back and I look at all of our posters throughout the years, I can be like, oh, that person was on the board then. They loved that band. That was their favorite band. That's who they suggested. And you can kind of see the themes of the festival kind of go along with who was on the board. So it's almost like a history time capsule of our festival.
Yeah, just by looking at the posters.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that. So what are the other festivals in the area that you love to travel to or that you will make regular treks to visit artists?
Yeah, so what's really cool about the Kentucky music scene or community is we have so many smaller independent music festivals, and we are all each other's biggest cheerleaders. People call me all the time, like from Nashville or California, and they're like, what is it about Kentucky? It just seems like something else
where it started.
Right.
We started this.
So they're like, what's going on there? But it's just, we're all friends. You were talking about John Grace from Laurel Cove earlier before we got started, but him and Jessica Blankenship from the Kentucky Music Hall of Fame, and Tim Parks, who runs Manchester Music Festival, but also manages the Creekers. Like, we're in a text group. We probably text, I don't know, 50 times a day. And it's just like we stay in contact and help each other out and are, like I said, each other's biggest cheerleaders. I have a management company. My business partner is Dave Helmers. He is pretty much founded Railbird. He had a festival called Moon Tower in Lexington many moons ago. And, and so I'm always on his ear. What do you think about this? How do you feel about this? So we're very tight-knit group, and love going to all of those festivals. The Moonshiners Ball down in Mount Vernon, Rockcastle County, that's a good one. So you could really make a whole summer of going to all the different festivals in Kentucky.
And are you going to enjoy, or are you going to look at potential talent? Or
I would say both. Luckily, in my job, I get to do it for fun and work.
Lucky you.
I know, it's so great. It's like,
lucky you.
Oh, I get to go to a music festival and this counts as work.
Following you on social media, my eyes have opened to different festivals that are happening within the region. And the one that really popped on my radar last fall was the Americana Festival, because it was right around the time of Bourbon and Beyond. What is different now about going down to scout for talent in Nashville? How is it? Do you scout for talent by going into a bar and listening to a set, or has that now changed over the years?
Yeah, I mean, I think Americana Fest, it's a conference and a festival, has made it kind of easy for someone like me. Like, I live in Somerset, Kentucky. There's not a whole lot.
You're not far.
Yeah, not very far from here, but there is not a big music industry in Somerset, Kentucky. So for me to get to meet the agents and for them to hear one-on-one in front of me, in front of them.
So they're like pitching their talent to you, the new talent that, hey, you've never heard of this person yet, but you're gonna.
Right.
So
there's just,
check them out.
like, you call them parties, but they're like showcases all over the city. So, let's say an agency like New Frontier, they're like, here's our party. Here are the people that we just signed. This is who we think you should book for your festival. And you'll have agents like calling you all week being like, hey, come by our party. I want you to see this band or this band. So during the day, there's a lot of conference, learning, things to learn. But then at night, you're just networking. And not only am I learning about them, they're learning about us.
You must feel like overwhelmed at night by the end of the day. Like, how do I keep everybody straight? Because they're probably all so incredibly talented.
Yeah.
It's
well,
like
when they stand out, right? Like, if they stand out and you remember them after Tuesday through Sunday, which you have to, drink a lot of Pedialyte, a lot of water, go to bed early. You can't go too crazy down there or you won't make it. But
you're like a judge on a reality show, like trying to see who's going to make it to the next round of the Master Musicians Festival.
That's right.
Wow. You're also doing you have your hands in a lot of different pots, so to speak, with managing acts. You're also a part of this big docuseries, You Belong Here. I had Chef Weta Michael on last month or 2 months ago to talk about that docuseries, which really celebrates. There's so many great things happening in every corner of Kentucky. What was your role in that film?
Yeah. So my role was very small, but I do manage I have a management company called Black Mountain Management.
You have time for all this
well,
stuff.
It kind of goes hand in hand, And so B. Taylor, who is just absolutely fantastic. I met her at Americana Fest 8 years ago. She came up, started playing at the festival many times. And then when I decided to start managing bands, I was luckily able to manage her. And we got connected through actually Dave Helmers, my business partner, to Steve Zahn and Rick Gomez, who run Macaroni Art, who was the producers of You Belong Here. And they, fell in love with B's music. Oh, and, it kind of went from her having a song in the series to her having the theme song in the series to having basically being the music producer for the whole series, which also led her to be have a song in She Dances, which is another film that they produced. So it's just, networking and getting to know. They are some of the nicest people. As you said, you met Weta, but Steve and Rick, they are just incredible people, hardworking, and highly suggest watching both of those.
Yeah, you've seen them both already. I haven't.
I've seen the Somerset episode of You Belong Here and maybe one more. But She Dances, I got to see a couple weeks ago at the Kentucky Theater, and they were there, Steve and Rick, and got to watch it and then do a Q&A with them, and it was incredible.
There's
it will
so
make
many
you cry, laugh.
There are so many great things coming out of Kentucky that I feel like we've really kind of hit this step up here in the last couple of years.
Yeah,
I really
think it
feel
has a lot to do with the film commission.
Yeah. Really, really stepping up. Okay, quick break. Coming back, we're going to go back to Somerset and kind of dive into how the festival has infused this new life into the Somerset community. We're coming right back with Tiffany Finley. I grew up in a Ford family. My dad worked at the Louisville Ford assembly plant. And it wasn't just a brand for us, it was a way of life. And that's the thing about Ford, is that they're woven into a part of our culture here in Kentucky and across America. So no matter where life's adventures may take you, Town & Country Ford is along for the ride. Welcome back. I'm sitting down with Executive Director of the Master Musicians Festival, Tiffany Finley, and she's given us all the details on what's coming up with this wonderful festival, 2 days in July. It is a must-see. And for people, Tiffany, that have not made the trek to Somerset before, what do you think makes this venue so different from other festivals that maybe are massive, that have kind of a corporate tent attached to it? What's different about this festival because it's in Somerset?
Yeah, I think it's got that small town feel. We're all about community. You'll walk in the door. You may have, the Rotary Club greet you. We have our roller derby team tending the bar. We have our football team, maybe building the festival up and breaking it down. Just every single person in our community, whether it has a monetary, in-kind, or volunteer aspect to it, they have it. They're involved in some way. So it really feels like a community festival with big names.
Big names.
Yeah, and we're very accommodating. We've had many years to get it right, and we're still every single year. I'm like, okay, we're like, let's fix this so that this makes people happier. So, always changing, always evolving, but we like to make it very comfortable. Like, you're greeted by a golf cart when you arrive. We grab all your stuff and we help you get to your seat. So just things like that just makes it feel a little less like your cattle coming in and being like yelling at you and it
10
making
miles
it stress.
away,
Yeah.
and then good luck walking over.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And so you're trying to be really intentional with the way that it has a small town feel, but with big city acts.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And I can't underscore enough the economic impact that it's had on the Somerset Lake community, Pulaski County region. And that's completely changed the vibe of Somerset over the last couple of years. How so have you seen that?
Yeah, so we have been told that our festival in a day and a half makes a $3 million economic impact on, and that's day travelers, overnight. I mean, it's quality of life. It's economic development. When I call them our forefathers, our OGs started the festival, they did it to bring musical excellence, arts and culture to Somerset. I think they have accomplished that mission, and we are still carrying on that mission. But now there's this whole other aspect of like tourism and economic development, and when businesses come and they want to relocate their families to Somerset, they're showing them like, this is what we have. This is cool. Like, this is a great place to live.
Yeah.
And not only that, with our open mic nights that we've started doing the very first Wednesday of the month at the Maker's Mill, which is an incredible place. I don't know if you got to visit there when you were.
I've spent plenty of money there. Thank you very much.
It is so cool. And it's like,
it's an interesting mix of, how would you describe like the mashup of what's going on inside the Maker's Mill?
I call it like a upscale peddler's mall for art that has a bar and a stage. So you just don't even, it's one of the coolest places in Kentucky, I think. You come in and it's just got the coolest vibe. And so we've been doing open mics there the first Wednesday of the month. And recently, the last 2 months, we have started partnering with other festivals across the state. So we did one with Sleeping in the Woods in Monticello, which is an incredible festival that Nick Jamerson from Sunday Best created. So they came over, and that gets their fans to know about our festival, and our festival to know about their festival. And we have a host, and it was standing room only. And then by the next time, which was a couple of months ago, we had Laurel Cove come over, And it was packed, and we actually did an online sign up because people were driving like 3 to 4 hours away to maybe get a spot on the lineup for that night because you can only have about 20 people.
Right.
And so we did it online, and it sold out in 6 minutes. So it's just a way that artists, just like you were saying, scouting, it's a way an artist can get in front of 2 festivals that they would want to play in one night, like face to face with those directors.
Again, it's like a reality show. We should totally turn that into a reality
Let's do
show,
it.
right? Like, it just
I would
really,
love
who's
it.
going to show up for open night? Who's going to get on the? Who's getting on the set list tonight?
Yeah.
And almost like there is so much buzz around. People want to get into Nashville to the Bluebird to listen to, see, and act there, right?
Yeah.
Like you're building buzz around festivals and new talent that makes you want to be there.
Yeah, and just the whole, and I don't know, as older I get, the less I want to stand like this at a festival and not have, at MMF, we allow people to bring in coolers and chairs and blankets. And, these days you have to pay, $100 just to bring in a blanket or a chair at some festivals. So we want to keep that cool vibe. And I also want to sit and listen to the lyrics.
Right.
And that might make me old, but I want to hear what they have to say. They've written these songs and you want to hear them.
Right. They put so much of their heart into it. And you're also doing a lot to kind of lift up young songwriters. You have this young songwriters retreat. Why is it so important for MMF to give these kids a platform, not only to share their gifts, but to learn from some of the talent that is there?
I think it's important because, we've been going on 33 years. So we have seen the generations. I was 14 when I first came to MMF. I'm not so sure I thought it was that cool back then, and I remember being in college and having a neighbor that was like, oh, I was in Lexington and they were like, there's this really cool festival down in Somerset. And I'm like, master musicians? What? I remember saying that.
But teenager.
I know.
Nothing
I'm
is
now
cool.
it's my whole life, And then, when I worked at Red Lobster in Lexington too, and I had a friend that was like, Nickel Creek's going to be in Somerset at Master Musicians. And so I started realizing this is kind of cool, So for me, it's to make them fall in love with the festival early on because I want MMF to be around at year 100 and a year 150. So we just try to think of ways to have the next generation fall in love with the festival. And that is who, after Tyler Childers has kind of came up, so many young people are, learning the guitar and singing, and we just want to be able to give them a platform to do so. So we pick 5 to 6 young songwriters to be part of a panel at the festival, and we can hear their songs. But then that turned into doing the open mics and seeing so many young people come out. We're like, we need to do something to foster this a little bit more. So we have started a retreat. Last year we did it in May. This year we're going to do it actually at the festival where the kids can hear from the people at the actual festival and learn from the artists that are playing.
The networking opportunities for these kids in that setting can launch a career, can set them on a path where their lives will never be the same.
Yep. And then at the same time, we're doing this thing called the Next Generation. It's like a sponsorship. So a business can sponsor their community's graduating seniors to attend the festival for free. So again, right before they go to college, they're getting to experience how great Master Musicians Festival is. They may go away. They may go away forever. They may come back, but they know that they can always come home the third weekend in July and be with their, and kind of like a homecoming.
Yeah.
If you will.
Well, it's so intentional on your part because you're 14 when you started with the festival. You probably look around and think, okay, somebody in these ranks is probably going to be the next director. Yeah. And you want that because you want somebody that understands it from the inside out, that knows every role, that loves it because they love it.
Yeah. I mean, I've been doing it 17 years. How long can I actually, who knows, you know, 46. So
I'm not retiring
I've got
you
to,
yet.
I know I have some good years in me, so don't be taking me out yet, but I definitely have been thinking about that. Like we got to find the next people to fall in love with the festival. We'll want to carry it on.
Beyond the music, what are the can't miss food items and vendors that every attendee should check out?
Yeah, we're pretty loyal with our food vendors. There's, a barbecue truck popping up every other day wanting to come in, but we've had the same barbecue truck for, I think like 8 years now. And yeah, they're great. Get your smoke on, and and we will keep him. Yep, we will keep them until they're ready to leave us, and then we will let someone else do it. But we only do 13 food vendors. They all have different cuisines. So we got fried catfish and Mexican and Caribbean pizza.
Everything.
Just one of everything. And yeah, I think people schedule their day, trying to get to all their favorites.
And like you said, you can bring in your chairs, your coolers, things like that.
Yeah, you'll walk around and you'll see families have this
It's so rare you can bring your stuff with you and relax.
I know.
Honestly.
I hope we can keep doing that.
Right?
It's a security issue. It is, but it is.
I don't need you bringing your whole bar from home,
right? Right.
Kids are here. Yeah.
Absolutely. But you'll see these massive picnics that families bring because they all get together and they do these big potlucks under the trees, and it's kind of neat to see.
Love that. So what do you hope that first-time attendees leave feeling, thinking, planning on that drive home?
Yeah, I think I just want them to feel like they were special and that they got to see something special. I'll never forget moving back to Somerset in 2007 and attending. I mean, I had nothing to do with the festival at that time, but I walked up to the front gate and everyone was so excited that I was there. I mean, I don't think they even knew they didn't know me, but they made me feel so special. And that's just that community. So I always tell her, especially our front gate volunteers, please make these people feel special, because I remember how much that meant. And people are working hard these days. They've got kids, and I think our festivals I've been trying to really put my thoughts around this, but I feel like we're the kind of festival for those people who are working hard and have kids, and sometimes they kind of forget to have fun, and it's for this one weekend we can just
they forget to play.
Yeah, they forget to play,
forget the world
and get away from that tablet and just bring your kids. The kids are running around like crazy, and that's the cool thing about our festival. Kids 12 and under are free, and it is kid friendly. We have kids camps, we have kids sets. You'll see kids running around everywhere, and you can just sit right there in your chair and watch them from afar. You know that they're safe, and it's a great chance for them to learn about music as well.
I love it. All right, we're going to wrap up with our rapid fire round. You ready?
Gosh.
I know. Tell me your preference here. Friday night energy or Saturday all-day marathon?
Ooh, I like Friday night.
Front row center or back off the lawn relaxing?
Back off the lawn relaxing now.
That would
as I get older.
Yeah, same. Bluegrass banjo or electric guitar solo?
Bluegrass banjo.
Festival merchandise question.
Okay.
Classic tee or limited edition poster?
Ooh, I think the poster.
I love your poster. So when it comes to listening to acoustic set, do you prefer the Virginia or the master musician main stage?
I think acoustic, it's going to be the Virginia.
Yep, beautiful. So when it comes to planning, do you love the thrill of yes or the relief of done?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Because then it's over. It's like planning your wedding every year.
Yeah.
Because then it's just over and you're depressed and it's like, I have to do it all over again.
You're probably already planning the very next day. And then finally, how do you celebrate the end of the festival and just wrap it all up in your mind that you're like, it's done. Everybody did a great job.
These days I go to the lake and relax, but we do have a little bit of a tradition with the board. We get Mr. Getty's pizza and Bud Light Lime, and it's something that has happened for many years. It doesn't even make sense. And please, no sponsors get mad at me for saying that, because they are not sponsors. But that's just something we've done for probably 10 years.
Oh, I love it. All right, Tiffany, thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Cannot wait for this year's.
Can't wait. Come on down.
Thank you so much for watching the podcast. No matter where you're watching this right now, please leave a review, because that gets the word out about this particular podcast. So until next week, have a good one, everybody. Cheers.